What's going on, everyone? So, doing my research, looking around, waiting on Shake Milton, right? Trying to hold off on some videos before we find out what happens with Shake Milton, because it feels like it could happen at any moment. I mean, while you're watching this video, we could get news about Shake Milton. But as I'm, doing my research and looking on stuff, I stumble across a video that was from the basketball show. And it's this conspiracy video that look, I like to stay out of the drama. I like to stay out of the noise. This is a Laker channel. It's a basketball channel. It's a fan channel, right? And yet, this might be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. And it's something that I got to talk about it, right? You can watch the video. It's essentially this, conspiracy that links LeBron James to essentially having stake in Bleacher Report, and essentially LeBron James is trying to manipulate through Bleacher Report to diminish Kobe's legacy, right? And that's a big thing. And look, the whole Kobe narrative has been a big point of conversation, right? There has been a lot of Kobe slander recently, which I think is odd, right? A lot of these people weren't saying this stuff, but it didn't start with Bleacher Report, right? A lot of it started from like Tracy McGrady and stuff, what he was talking about. Like, it started from other outlets and other conversations and other, debates and stuff on like Kobe. And then that stemmed, and then Bleacher Report puts out this article where they, have Kobe Bryant lower than many people wanted him to be. But there's always been that kind of conversation with Kobe, right? There's always been like, where does he rank amongst the top 10? A lot of people, most people probably have him in the top 10, but there have been a lot of talking heads on ESPN, Fox Sports 1 and all that stuff over the years that have had him at like 11th or 12th. Like, there's been people that have had him like 15th all time, right? So the idea that like he's and then to try to draw this line to LeBron James and say like, this is LeBron trying to discredit Kobe because he wants to be looked at in a greater light amongst Laker fans. It's illogical. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. One, right? Kobe is who Kobe is to Laker fans because of us growing up with Kobe, him staying there for 20 years, what he accomplished over said 20 years, the impact he had globally for in the end of the Magic and Kareem era, into the Kobe and Shaq era, and then into Kobe and Powell and all that stuff. Like, he was the next generation's Jordan and whatnot, right? Like, the impact, the style, the play, the attitude, all of it. It was this culmination of who he was, and he was on the Lakers the whole time, right? Yes, Kobe had, he wanted out on several occasions. There were all kinds of things. But at the end of the day, he finished his career as a Laker legend, achieved great heights and accomplishments, won 5 NBA championships. However you want to debate him, as far as like ranks all time and all this stuff, it's all of that's irrelevant, at least for this conversation, right? Because at the end of the day, Kobe is Kobe, right? You have Magic, you have Kareem, you have all these other guys who, yes, are all looked at as these all-time great Laker legends, and all will be put into, this level of Laker greats. But Kobe stands above the rest. I mean, even Magic has said Kobe is Mr. Laker. Like, he is the Lakers guy. And from the moment LeBron got here, there are these like factions of like, Kobe Bryant fans and LeBron fans. And there's people that just will never accept LeBron James being a Laker. They just won't, right? LeBron could win the next 5 NBA championships and go 5-0 for the Lakers, and people will still never put him over Kobe. It's never going to happen. And the whole argument is like, oh, if you diminish Kobe's legacy to prop up your own, that will change the tides. That would never happen. Right? Even right now, the Jordan and LeBron stands, right? Jordan is or LeBron is in this conversation of greatest all time. I am on record saying that I believe LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, right? But you'll never be able to convince the people that disagree. Just like you'll never be able to, change the opinion of the people that think Jordan is the greatest of all time, right? Like, why would LeBron care about that? Right? Why would LeBron care? Like, and the other argument was like, oh, Miami needed a savior. Cleveland needed a savior. The Lakers didn't. Miami didn't need a savior. Miami won a championship with Dwayne Wade, right? Like, yes, they weren't good at the time in which LeBron came, but who knows where they would have been if LeBron, like what? They just were not going to do anything until LeBron came? No, they would have tried to make other moves. And look, I'm not saying that they would have won. I don't know. I don't know. I can't change history. Right? But like to say like to essentially diminish Dwayne Wade's legacy you're talking about LeBron diminishing Kobe's legacy, but in the same conversation, you diminish Dwayne Wade's legacy, who won a championship a few years prior, to uplift LeBron as this like grand savior that came in and saved the day and whatnot, right? It's counterproductive, right? And from a Lakers standpoint, it's the same thing as like the Jordan and LeBron thing. You're never going to change those Laker fans. You're never going to get those Laker fans that are just Kobe, Kobe, Kobe. LeBron will never be anything. Look, I believe Kobe is the Mr. Laker, right? Kobe, I grew up with Kobe. That was my Jordan, like all of that. I'm old enough to remember Jordan, but it was, towards the later years, right? I was old enough to watch the final three-peat and stuff. But again, like, I really grew up on Kobe. Kobe will always be Mr. Laker for me. But I am one of those people that, again, I think LeBron James is the greatest player ever, and I accept LeBron as a Laker because I'm a Laker fan at the end of the day, right? That's what I am. I am a Laker fan. Kobe is, my guy, but I'm a Laker fan, right? I'm not a Kobe fan that's a Laker fan because, it's just Kobe. I fell in love with the Lakers. Kobe made me fall even more in love, right? But I was already a Laker fan before. I was a Laker fan after, right? LeBron came. I'm a Laker fan, so I want LeBron to have success. I'll be a Laker fan after LeBron, right? That's who I am, right? Cut me, I bleed purple and gold. That's what I am, right? You're never going to change, though, the people that solely believe that, like, LeBron will never be. But why would LeBron want to be looked at in that sense? If LeBron was going to ever do anything, it would be to uplift Kobe because that makes him look better in a brighter light. That makes him look great. That makes it like, man, he's you hear the conversations about, honoring and respecting the players before you, right? Like, LeBron's trying to build his own legacy with the Lakers, but also LeBron hasn't had the success with the Lakers to warrant that. If LeBron came in and won in 2020, 2021, 2022, say, had a couple gap these last like 3 years, and then, the next 2 years wins a championship. And now LeBron's got 5 championships with the Lakers. I still don't think that a lot of those Kobe people would switch over, but the conversation and narrative would be different, right? Like, why was Kobe ranked so high amongst Lakers? Because he won, right? Because he won. And he was a Laker and he was 20 years, right? If Kobe never won a championship with the Lakers, the conversation would not be the same. It's what he did for the Lakers organization compared to what LeBron has done. LeBron, for his career, is very different than as a Laker. LeBron also came to the Lakers at the tail end of his career, right? I mean, there were conversations like, oh, he's probably only going to play, 3 or 4 more years and that's it. And we're still with LeBron, right? Like, and so this whole, the whole conspiracy that LeBron is trying to tear down Kobe's legacy, it didn't even start with Bleacher Report. It started with Tracy McGrady and all these talking heads and all these other things. Bleacher Report just released, their rankings of, what was the top 100 players all time or whatever. And Kobe, I think it was like 11th or whatever, right? Like, but that is something that already exists. There's plenty of people. There are professional NBA players that have said that they rank Kobe outside of the top 10. There are people that since Kobe, when Kobe was in the league, talked about how he's not the GOAT and this, that, and the other, right? Like, again, the idea that like this all started through Bleacher Report and we're going to connect these 15 different dots that are going to link LeBron to Kobe, or slandering Kobe to uplift his own credibility amongst Laker fans. One, it's illogical because it's never going to happen. Two, if that ever did come out and was true, like, that would you think people dislike LeBron now? Imagine if it did come out that like LeBron was orchestrating behind the scenes this mastermind plan. And let's say Bleacher Report is doing it independently, right? Because LeBron is linked to Bleacher Report or whatever. Again, that has nothing to do with LeBron James, right? Like, so talk about Bleacher Report. Don't try to connect these dots to paint LeBron James. Why are you trying? LeBron isn't trying to create this device. You're trying to create that by linking this and using LeBron as the kind of catalyst because of Bleacher Report. Like, it's a terrible argument. Because again, if that ever did come out, you think Laker fans don't like LeBron now? You think LeBron would probably never be he'd probably never be allowed in LA at that point, right? People would lose their minds if that was something. And two, what does it accomplish? right? What does it accomplish? You know how you continue to uplift and build your Laker legacy? You win, right? It's that simple. LeBron wins more championships. His Laker legacy will continue to increase. Magic has the same number of championships. Kareem, the same number of championships as Kobe. Kobe is still looked at as Mr. Laker. Why? Because of, again, what Kobe did and the impact that he did. Right? However you rank him amongst other stars and legends and all that stuff has nothing to do with him as a Laker. Right? Kobe's legacy as a Laker will never be touched. Ever. LeBron James could have came in his prime. We could have gotten Miami LeBron. And he could have been, he could have won 12 championships for the Lakers. Kobe would still be Kobe. You don't think LeBron knows that? You don't think LeBron went to the Lakers for the legacy, to be one of those people in that long line. You don't think he knew what came with it? You don't think he knew that, like, hey, Kobe is Mr. Laker, right? Like, and he came at such a quick turnaround, and Kobe embraced him. Kobe, like, so many people are like, Kobe was one of the first people to be like, hey, we got LeBron. Right? Like, he was one of the first people to really embrace and accept LeBron as a Laker. Right? Like, and then now what? All this time, why now? Why after all these years would LeBron start to lower the credibility and legacy of Kobe Bryant? It doesn't make any sense. Right? Like, it's just, again, it's too much time has passed. Even if that was something that you thought LeBron wanted to do, right? Why, 8 years after it's too late? Like, why not do that, when you first got there and start creating this, like, it's ridiculous. I was just like, because again, I don't want to talk about drama on this channel. I don't even like to talk about the LeBron stuff heavily, right? Some key points I'll make a video about and I'll be like, hey, this is what's going on with LeBron, and the Lakers and whatnot. Just because, again, it is news. It is something that we should at least talk about as a possibility. But I don't try to make 15 videos a day about that. I try to talk about other things and have things because I want to stay away from the drama. I don't want to be in the drama. I'm too old. I don't have time to sit there and have back and forth and all this other stuff with people. I get comments all the time from people like, oh, this person said this or that. Like, I don't care. Like, say what you want to say. It doesn't bother me, right? I'm not worried about it. I'm doing me. I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't have time to worry about what all these other people are doing, right? But I just saw this and I was like, this is the craziest thing I've seen. I mean, look, I'm all for a good conspiracy, right? You want to talk about a good conspiracy? I'm with it. Let's strap in, right? Like, who doesn't like a good conspiracy theory? And look, there have been a lot of conspiracy theories that have turned out to be true, right? But this is not one of those. This is just like ridiculous. It is. If you reach any further, you're gonna fall out of your chair type of reach. Because it doesn't make any sense. Even if you did put that chart together, and when you get done, the first question that should come to mind is like, what does LeBron really gain from this? He doesn't gain anything. He's not all of a sudden, because he diminished Kobe's legacy, all of a sudden now is going to be looked at as the GOAT. You think LeBron cares how he's looked at as a Laker when he is arguably the greatest player ever? Like, why does he care about being the greatest Laker ever? Right? I get you could maybe argue because it's the greatest organization in the NBA, sure. But, like, again, LeBron's in a different conversation. Like, it doesn't make any sense for LeBron. You think LeBron cares that how Laker fans specifically rank him and build him up? He cares about his legacy, yes. He really, he's a guy that really cares about his legacy, but his overall legacy. Right? Like, not just the Lakers one. Again, LeBron could win a million. Like, he could win the next 10 straight, right? And let's say he does overtake Kobe. Let's say the consensus thought, which, again, I want to be clear, that'll never happen. But let's say the consensus thought, every Laker fan is like, LeBron's the greatest Laker ever. Fast forward 10, 20 years from now, after LeBron's retired and everything, right? They will still talk about LeBron in Cleveland. They will still talk about LeBron and his, Cleveland championship. They will talk about the Miami days, the earlier years, right? Like, Lakers will be in the conversation, but his tie will always be to Cleveland because that's his hometown, it's where he's from, and he gave them their first sports championship, like sports period in Cleveland in like 52 years or something like that at that time, right? Like, and still the only one that has happened since then. Like, that will always be his legacy, right? Like his run, his 2013 run, right? That 28-day Cavs run, the championship run, like those things will be talked about, right? I mean, the bubble championship is talked about as it doesn't count and all this noise and all this other stuff. You think LeBron cares about his Laker legacy? No, he cares about his overall legacy, and he cares about him standing atop, right? Again, you're never going to change the minds of anybody. And so diminishing Kobe does what for LeBron? Again, you're never going to change the... Why wouldn't he try to diminish Jordan? Because he's in the GOAT debate. He's literally in the is LeBron James the greatest player ever? They compare LeBron to Jordan regularly. Some people compare him to Kobe and all that stuff, but the majority of conversation from, everybody from the casual to the sports maniac to the random NBA fan to Laker fans to Cleveland fans to everybody. The conversation isn't LeBron or Kobe. The conversation is LeBron or Jordan, right? That's what it's been, right? Jordan is looked at as the greatest player ever. Is LeBron better than Jordan, right? So if he was going to diminish anyone's legacy, it would be Jordan's because he's trying to be looked at as the greatest player of all time. But I'm sure he knows, as do many, you're never going to change those people, no matter what. I could spend an hour talking about facts why LeBron is better than Jordan, and all of those Jordan people, no matter what, are going to have, an answer, even if it's like, no, hey, you're wrong, this is the fact. To them, you're never going to change their mind, right? When people have such a strong belief, you're never going to change their mind. You're never going to change Laker fans' opinions on Kobe Bryant, and diminishing him makes no sense. And again, this didn't start because of Bleacher Report. This started because of 15 other things. And this isn't a new conversation. This isn't a conversation that just started, right? It's not like, you had the Kobe and Jordan comparisons. You've had that forever, right? But again, this isn't a new conversation. Like, where does Kobe rank all time, right? Tim Duncan over Kobe and all that. Again, this isn't a new conversation. This wasn't just this year drawn up. This is something that has happened since Kobe was in the league, since he was a wee lad running around on the Lakers. It's the craziest thing to me. It's crazy. I had to talk about it. I saw it and I was like, leave it alone, Tyler. Don't do it. Stay out of the drama, stay out of the noise, stay out of the nonsense. And I was just like, I can't. This is ridiculous. Look, I mean, again, all the LeBron conspiracies and stuff like that, again, you don't hear me talk about them. I care less. Say what you want, right? Again. But it's just this is crazy. And it's being shared by all these it's just I don't get it. And I understand that this video kind of, further gives them what they want, right? Oh, look, now Tyler's talking about it. It was just so ridiculous. I was like, this is a real thing. They're really trying to connect this spider web. It's like the Always Sunny meme, where he's that's what that felt like to me. I was watching it. It was this 6-minute video and I was just like, this is the silliest thing, to put it nicely. I was like, this is the most silly, ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard. I've heard a lot of crazy LeBron conspiracies and Kobe conspiracies, all this other stuff. And I stay out of it. I'm too busy. I don't have the time. I'm too old. Right. And then I just see this and I was like, I can't ignore it. I can't. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.